Let's bring in Gene Munster with Loop Ventures. Gene, there's a couple different ways you could look at this from an automotive point of view, obviously, from a technology point of view. But we've seen time and again these stories about Apple getting into the space that only end with the head of their project leaving or what have you. And now this timeline to reportedly have this deployed by 2025. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, let me take a step. My thoughts are 2025 is aggressive, but where there is smoke, there is fire. There's been fire on this topic for the last 7 years. There's been rumors orbiting around it. And I want to put some context into the most recent reporting and the rumors around it and that 5-year target of when it's going to be available. There has been this persistent belief from investors when we hear these rumors that it's just hard to believe that Apple's going to actually do it. That's what goes on in the back of my mind when I think about Apple in a car. It makes a ton of sense, but just imagine actually moving around in an Apple car. Hard to believe. And that is what is notable about today. It is, in my view, the first reporting in the last few years that has some substance around the direction, this full autonomy first approach. That means that the initial Apple cars will not have a steering wheel in it. And separately, who it comes from. Mark Gurman he's right. He's right most of the time. I would fair to guess that 90% of the time he gets it right. And what he is getting right in this case is a renewed energy inside of Apple. He's not making a prediction whether or not Apple is going to actually have a car.
Right.
But what he is reporting on is that this renewed energy internally. And to me, that's the bigger story, is that whether it's 2025 or 2030, this is about as big of an addressable market as you can get, and Apple wants to be a participant in it.
No, I think I'm taking the report at face value and saying, if Apple's now deciding, hey, we're serious about this, we want to go aggressively on autonomous first, I just wonder how far behind they are. I mean, Dan Ives said he'd rather have them kind of partner with at least an existing player on the production side, not have to worry about that. Autonomous first makes sense given what they've already done with chips and different things that they can obviously bring to the table there. But this is a huge undertaking. You've got Cruise, you've got Waymo, you've got Tesla, obviously. What's Apple's edge?
Well, their edge is hardware, AI. The head of AI, of course, from Google came over to Apple a few years ago. They have, call it 70 vehicles that have been moving around the Bay Area, and they've been doing testing. And this, maybe just to put a finer point on behind, Apple is, I guess, light years behind when it comes to infinite years behind when it comes to building cars. There's no comparison. But AI, which is really the substance of autonomy, on that front, they're doing really well. And it's hard to gauge where it's at because I haven't been in one of those vehicles. But I can say that the benchmark right now is Tesla. I recently was in another Tesla that was running full FSD. At moments, it was quite scary, and most of the time, it was really impressive about where the tech is at. And I think that when Apple and you stack Apple up against Tesla in terms of tech prowess, I think that they're probably closer than you think to where Tesla is at today.